Hey guys, and welcome to Mecharashi. So let's begin our complete pilot guide, and we'll start with her dupes. So as far as dupes is concerned, she needs 5 dupes for her to open up all of her skills. The first one will be starting with initial AP +1. I was able to get the first dupe through I think a selector. I actually forgot what it is, but you can get it from there, and you could also get copies of her in her banner. Also, for her level, it requires permits to unlock, so be sure that you progress through the story as you unlock or as you level up the character's level, and as you go through compatibility. Not all of the mechs are compatible for each of your characters or pilots, so please make sure that you can switch to an equivalent level. Like for example, this for Rosa, she is medium and she can only use medium mechs. And also don't forget that not every raider is compatible with a medium mech. Some might have different sizes of mechs, and you might have to mix and match bodies of mechs versus your pilots. So lastly, for pilot stats, you just have to focus on a couple of stats depending on the role of your pilot. So as far as Rosa is concerned, she will only develop her assault stat, which affects damage dealt by shotguns, machine guns, and heavy machine guns, and also focus on the defense of her ST as well. The rest of the stats you could disregard if your pilot doesn't have that role. For her bionic computer, this is actually a skill tree that she should open. So this line here is going to be the primary tree that you should develop on. So as you go through the branches of this tree, it's up to you to discern if you're going to level up parts of the branches. Like for example, this branch over here, if you're going to disregard the railgun and if you're not going to be using it, then you should probably develop this on a later time. You could go on and develop as you go further to your right and open up the other portions of the tree. Again, the tree is going to be opening you a lot of upgrades and a lot of skills. So take note, the opening of the tree is going to be moving towards the right and gonna be opening a couple of sectors. So this is your sectors here. You'll be opening them as you upgrade your tree up to the end. So from your bionic computer, let's move to your neural drive, wherein you'll find more about your sectors. So as you can see here, we do have 4 sectors. Again, you'll be unlocking them as you go towards the right portion of your tree. So each of these sectors will have a lot of breaking points or skills to unlock. So the first effect here is going to be link attack. Trigger chances per turn is a +1, AP regen is a +1, and initial AP is also a +1. So you have to activate this depending on the CP here, CP1, CP4, and CP7. So for your CPs, you will have to go back to your chips. Under the sectors, you have 3 types of chips. You have the red, you have the yellow, and you have the blue. So for each of these chips, there is a corresponding point assigned here below. So you have 1 CP here. If you equip one of the CPs here, you also have 1 again. And for the red one, you also have 1. So how come it's gonna be upgraded up to 4 or 7? So as you move further, some of your CPs might cost 2 or even higher. So that is where you're going to be leveling up your skills here and acquiring your skills here as you get better chips. So again, we're starting the game. It doesn't really, it's not as important now, but as you go further and progress through the game, you'll have to acquire better chips with bigger CPs. So to check as well on all of the effects that you have under your neural drive, you can actually check the global effect, which are going to be the add-ons to the current stats that you're using with your character or with your mech. So for the other skills that you have, we will start with the talent. So Rosa is going to be prototype. So this will be opened as you go on a couple of ascensions here, and below here are going to be the skills. Skills can be acquired and can be changed depending on how your Rosa is going to be built. So one last thing about building your pilot is check out your Skynet. So Skynet is going to give you a couple of options on how to build her. Most probably the most compatible mechs that you should equip her. These are basically data that was collected through the players who are currently playing the game. So you have here the suggested mechs, you have the armament that is suggested as well, and you have the skills currently being used by the players. So that concludes our ultimate guide for pilots. So those are basically all the things you need to tinker with. Thank you guys for staying this far. Comment down in the comment section. Take care, stay safe. This is the Warden, and I'm out of here.